From Crocoblock and the JetElements plugin for Elementor, both the free and the pro version, comes the banner widget. And to me, this is a very standard pre-made card element that you can add to your site. And this allows you to display in a very creative way text with buttons and animation, a little bit to draw in your visitors' attention when they come to your site. Great for products, also great for announcements. I'll show you a few examples here because I think it's important to understand the different kind of effects or animations that apply to this banner. Keep in mind that in these effects, the idea is that the user has to interact with it. That is something you have to keep in mind, especially on mobile and tablet devices where this is not always functional. In the case of a desktop monitor, as I hover over this one, you will see that an animation occurs. The overlay of the image is adjusted, as well as a description appears there under the title. They've given them very interesting and colorful names. So that effect is called Lily. Then you have Sadie, a little bit of an effector at the bottom with the description. Layla, giving you a frame. Oscar, another frame animation. Marley, a line divider under the title. Glowing Ruby, a little box around the description. Roxy. Bubba. And very different kind of effects that you can apply with these various settings. Gradient overlays. Nice little frames that you have. At the core though, it's a card. And that means that you have an image in the background, a title. You can add a description if you want to. But the idea is to have your visitors interact and get a little bit more information. If you've never tried out JetElements, definitely go have a look. Highly recommend it if you're an Elementor user. And if you are an Elementor free user, this brings in Pro extension and you can get it at a lifetime price. Let's mosey over to Elementor, and I've created the section with 3 columns. From the widgets on the left, I'll go to banner. Click, hold and drag and drop that. And we get the image that will be used. And you will see it's only one image. Unlike the animated box / flip card where you have a front and a back, this is just one image. Let's bring in an image first. And this is automatically applied to our background. Grab this one, insert media. And you can change your image size as well as give it a title. Let's engagement photography. Set your HTML tag and then add a description, which is mostly used on the background. And for this description, we cater to your wedding needs. Should be wedding photography needs. It doesn't appear, but as I hover over it, you can see in the basic setting, we have the title there as well as our description. With this image, which is high in contrast, and that means that the image has white as well as black, makes it very difficult to read our title. And for that, we will have to do some styling options. Add a link over here. I'll just add a hashtag to make it linkable. And then you have the options to open it in a new window and no follow. You will see now as I hover over this banner that my cursor turns into a clickable hand. I'll remove that. Settings gives us the effect that we want to use, and we've gone through all of that, and you can follow the link in the description below if you want to go have a look again at that. Let's just style it out so that we can make sure that it looks okay. And I think the first thing we'll start with is the overlay. Now, because I work with a high contrast, which is white to black, my overlay will either need to be white or black. So let's say for our normal state, we will go with a black element. I'll click here on classic, and then it is currently on black. We increase our opacity. Currently it is set here to 0, and we put that at 0.5. And now you can see it's quite dark. And then for our hover, I will go and I will now do the opposite, and I will put that over here on white. Now, as I hover over it, you will see it turns white, and that's actually pretty nice at an opacity of 0.4. 0.4 basically means 40% opaque, which means 60% transparent. You can change the order of the title and the description. So if you wanted the description at the top and the title at the bottom, simply change the order here, put that one on 2 and this one on 1. And now for the back, you will see that it has changed as well as for the front. So it applies to both of them. Let's put them back in order of 1, 2. Jump back to normal and let's get our title right. Let's just move that. Go to title, alignment. You can put it left, center, to the right. Let's keep it in the middle. And then title color, we'll drop that straight on white. The typography is drawn from my theme and I'm using the Blocksy theme. But if you want to override that, you can make all the changes here. It is set to H5. So that setting and styling all comes from the H5 setting within Blocksy. This is a great feature, especially if you're using Elementor free with a theme. Highly recommend Blocksy, works like a charm. And you can also adjust the margin. But because under content settings, you are choosing the animation effect from here, I would recommend that you do not go ahead and change margins under styling. Collapse general, let's go back to title. And here I find that I've painted myself into a corner because even though we can change the overlay color from the hover state to the default state, we cannot do that for the title color. The title color is set in white. Let's just make sure the description is also set in white, and then we go make a few changes to the back, right? Because now if I hover over it, you will see that the animation doesn't work well in terms of overlay. This text gets lost. Go back to general. Go to hover, and let's maybe change it to a more funky color, something reddish. Over here, that is, drag it all the way here. I like this kind of, that's too pink, a little bit in there. Alrighty. Yeah, now we've got some sparkle there, baby. Keep it going. You guys are engaged now. Let's get married next. And that's it. Take it for a ride and test the waters on the banner element from JetElements from Crocoblock can do for your webpage build out in Elementor, free and pro.